Hello and welcome. This is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator, and we're in really exciting times because we've got the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 and we have the release of the NVIDIA 4090 graphics card. I have been waiting for the 4090 graphics card to come out. I still haven't purchased it, but it does mean that I can sort of resume making videos. It had got pretty difficult to make videos just on the one computer. It's one thing to play a game, but it's another thing to record a game and play the game. So sometimes the frame rate was just horrific. And now we've got that coming out, and we should be able to start doing that again. Of course, it's going to help a lot with Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. But I just wanted to bring out this module because it is such a cool module. We'll do a small little flight in the aircraft. So we'll go and put on the ground power and the air supply. And if you want to, you can look all the way right back here. And you can hit that little switch that you see up there. That little switch. But the other thing you can do is just use left shift and E on the keyboard. And that sets the ejection seat. So some other things, we'll just quickly do a cold and dark start. 1, 2, and 3. Go down to here, we're going to drag that all the way to the front, click it in, close the lid, click here, 1, 2, 3, go down to here, click once on the oxygen and click once right here. Don't have to worry about the canopy because that'll happen automatically. Just will do that once the engine start up. If we want to, we can push F on the keyboard to set the flaps, and that's pretty much the cold and dark start, almost done. Once we start up the second engine, these wings will come out and flaps will come down. But other than that,
Closing canopy.
there you go. It's closing the canopy. We'll jump in the inside because the sounds of it are so much cooler. Jester does all of that work for me automatically. There you go. Very cool. We can see it's closed on the outside as well. One other thing you could do, just up here, push N on the keyboard, and that will give you your noticeable steering. But I just wanted to show the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, and you can see how sort of stable I can keep it. I can look over here, zoom in. Can go down to here, zoom in. You know, whatever it is you want to look at. You can get a little bit more detail and zoom in, or just to make it easier, especially with something like that, if you're just trying to look at what light is still on. So the engine has started up. We'll hit the left engine, and then a few seconds later you'll notice the wings will come out, and then the flaps. So we'll watch that. There you go, left. We can see it's rising. And then we'll just watch this. There you go, wings are coming out without having to do too much. And then the flaps will come down. And then we're pretty much all ready to go. Enough to be able to do a small little flight anyway. But that's it, that's the cold and dark start, done. That's everything that I wanted to do. So we'll just take off the parking brake. We'll give the plane just a touch of throttle to get it moving. That left engine's still coming up, but it's almost there. There we go, just rolling gently. Just remember, if you push W on the keyboard, it can take a little while for this plane. You can see it compresses up. It can take a little while for this plane to sort of actually respond to the W. It's not a very instant kind of brake. So we're just going to take off on this runway over here in that direction, and then we'll do a little loop and come back. But yeah, really, really cool little plane, this one. Magical to taxi in. I mean, see those little wings moving? Very helpful for immersion. But yeah, really excited to see the 4090 graphics cards coming out. I will be getting it. I'm a little bit undecided if I should get the 4080 instead. They've apparently announced there's only going to be one 4080 now, not two. So, but either way, at the moment I'm just running a 3080 graphics card, so that's what I've got. So there has to be sort of a reason for me to upgrade performance-wise. It's not cheap though. The 4090 graphics card is certainly not the cheapest card we've seen ever come out before. Has some really good performance though. So we're just coming over towards the runway, but how easy is that for a cold and dark start? And we're ready to go, pretty much. Nice and simple. This is actually one of the more in-depth planes, perhaps I should say. If you want to learn more, there's plenty and plenty to learn. So I wouldn't just go, oh, that's easy, I know it all now. It's actually quite deep, this plane. If you want to get into all the detail. I'm just doing enough to take off and land and demonstrate the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. But look how stable I can keep it. That's just with my eyes, you know. Like, I can lean in there. There's no reason to look at those cables, but you know, you can just wander my eyes around. So I'm just holding W on the keyboard. We'll take off the nose wheel steering now with N. Then we'll give the plane a little bit of throttle. You could maybe release that, the HSI, just before we go and take off. Release the W. Should be okay. And let the plane roll along as we come down the runway. There we go. And we'll gently start pulling back. First thing I'm going to do is just bring up the flaps and the gear. So we'll notice the flaps are up, the gears are up, and then once we've done that, I'm just going to go down to here, just drag it down to about there, close it, and that'll just sweep the wings back a little bit. And then we're done, we're up in the air. How easy is that? If you want to, just add a little bit of trim back, just to stop it pointing its nose at the ground. And it's just gliding along. We've just done a takeoff. Beautiful module to fly. Normally you'll do a left kind of circuit. I'm going to do the right circuit because it's just me. And I can look at this screenshot doing it right. This looks cooler. Alright, so we can use the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. You can see how I can sort of look back there. I can see Jester back there. I can keep an eye on the thing and then look straight back to the front. I can look over the left wing, straight back to the front. Right wing. There's the runway. Back to the front, you know. So there's that. You can quickly check something down there, something down there. It's very easy. You can go up and you can go down. I can sort of look over the nose a little bit. Can go back down under here a little bit. You know, it's pretty flexible. Keep an eye on where our runway is. There we are. Okay, so we really want to bring that speed back quite a bit. There's runway down there. We'll do a little bit of a circuit and come back down again. I think we can turn that off with M on the keyboard. See how you got the reflection? And push M on the keyboard and you get rid of that. If you're looking to get more frames, just always check that out. We do have it off in this case. Some of the planes you'll notice they'll fold away. So we'll just check out what we can see in the distance there and then we'll spin it around. Try and come in. You can see my position, my throttles. All pretty good. Wonderful module, this one. And of course you can sort of read it here to be used as a standby only. Or there was some writing up here as well. There's just up there. Can't normally quite read it unless you sort of move your head around a little bit. Sit up a little bit and then look over the nose. You can see down there. If we look on the outside of the plane, we can see just vaguely. You can see there's the runway. There's us. Cruising along. So we'll have a look over our right wing. We can't see it at the moment. If we dip our wing, we should be able to You can see it now out there. So we'll spin it around. We'll just try and get ourselves prepared for that. Keep bringing that throttle back. I'm going to click here, drag it forwards, click here. Making it look very simple, this. If you're just learning, it's not hard, but it can be a little bit overwhelming at first. It's definitely very fun to use, if nothing else. We won't bring the flaps out just yet, but we'll keep bringing that speed back. And one thing we can use, I believe, is the air brake. So if we go over to here, we hit B on the keyboard and bring this out. Pretty stable. I've got no hands on the joystick now, it's just cruising along. Pretty cool. That speed is coming down. Almost happy enough where the speed is to bring flaps out. Almost. Keep rolling it off to the left, bring the flaps out. Just check to see if they're coming out. There we go. We can see them deploying. And just keep an eye on where our runway is. Still got to get that gear in as well. I don't like having this playing just on full idle, so just, you know, just a touch off idle. Just so I know the engines are still there. And we're going to bring the gear out of we have the opportunity. Just get that altitude down. But at the moment, there we go. So we'll bring the gear out. You can see the gears coming out as they're playing. Okay, we'll do a little bit more flying instead of external views now. We can drift it in towards the runway. It's okay, it's not terrible. There is that plane coming in. Yeah, we're just doing this landing with a 3080 graphics card at this time, but I'm really looking forward to getting that 4090. And we're down safely with the nose. Just on idle throttle at this point. We'll just keep it straight on the runway. You can see it going along. If you want to, I suppose you could bring the air brakes back. There we go. And then tap W a little bit at this point. You can bring the nose wheel steering back on. We can bring up our flaps. Actually, we don't need to do anything there for the moment. We can leave the wings out. And we can take a right down here. We've got taxi permission. Definitely come to a pretty good stop. But yeah, an absolute dream to taxi around in this aircraft. Very fun. We're using the F-14A variant for this flight. Very fun to use the carriers as well, of course. I mean, you've got a carrier-capable aircraft here, which really adds to what you can do with it in terms of roleplay and missions, and really, really fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this aircraft out with the 4090. So I'll report back on the frame rate and that kind of stuff, because that's the big thing I've been looking for. I haven't seen anyone. People are doing it on other games, but I want to see it in DCS now, of course. So when we can see it in DCS, that'll be great. Can bring those wings in now. So if I go down here, just drag it all the way in and close, you'll notice those wings will start coming in. Can't do oversweep yet, but that's okay. We'll shut it down. We'll do a little spin there, and then we'll just leave the plane in there. A dream. Right, so we'll spin it around. Just tapping W and spinning it around. Stop about there. That will do. I'm not sure if we have had it back long enough to bring it all the way back. Probably not yet. Flaps are back, so that's all good. We can put a parking brake on at this point in time. Just sit here stationary for a little bit. We'll turn those three off. And we can also turn off these three, 1, 2, and 3. Probably not a good idea to turn it off yet, but that's okay. We'll just open the canopy and then we'll be safe. Now we just want to bring the throttle all the way back to neutral, and then we should notice that we can turn off this and turn off that. And we're safely on the ground. We don't really need to do oversweep, so that's okay. We can just close it. But if you're on a carrier course and you needed more room, you could bring in the wings that extra little bit if you want to wait. And that's it, we're back on the ground. So yeah, just really wanting to show the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 and just indicate that yes, I am still using it. You can actually read, you know, oxygen down there and all of that. To move around in the, I am also using like a little control on my joystick, so like I can now read, you know, jack, screw, tighten first, loosen last, or can zoom up and read that writing there, or that writing there. I'm just holding it steady with my eyes, so you can see there's a little description there. We can read that. Move over to here, can read that. That's how steady I can sort of hold it. And yeah, pretty cool aircraft. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day. Looking forward to making more videos soon, also for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I am playing DCS, so obviously I'm keen to make videos on this. I have played the Mirage F1. I was a little late to get the aircraft, but I do have the aircraft, and I can use most of the weapons and the radar and everything like that now, so that's good. Really good aircraft too. I recommend having a little look at the Mirage. But that was DCS for today. Should have the 4090 graphics cards soon. Have a great day.